Before we talk about the coming season, I want to talk about last season and the chat we had after the game at Loughborough, which was absolutely heartbreaking. And I think the reason it was heartbreaking is because it mattered, because Hartpury feel like they're this close to being back where they belong. So is it going to happen this year?
So I sat here 2 or 3 years ago and said that's what I would like to achieve with Hartpury, is put them back where they belong. And it's very kind to say we're this close, but we're still not there yet. And that Loughborough game showed that. After the game, very emotional, very upset. But the better team won on that day. I can say that now. We won the first half. We should have scored more points. We didn't, so we lost the game. And so they're the things that we've reflected on as a coaching group, and how we can grow and how we can still put Hartpury back where they belong.
What does it mean, though? Because it can't just be as simple as winning games. Because everyone who's ever been to Hartpury, I mean, I didn't study there, I didn't play there, but when I go there, I know that it's a special rugby place, both on and off the pitch. So putting Hartpury back where they belong, what does that mean to you?
It's in big games, it's in finals, it's having 2,000 people follow you around the country to support you. That's what winning is great, but that's where we really pull together. Like the girls' program's been going great guns in the last couple of years. 4D and Mo have been doing a great job, and we've been growing together, like the girls and the boys together. Driving down here today, Gipper and Amy, it's class to see that unity. Like we talk about the herd at Hartpury, everyone being a part of that herd, and that rugby family. Everyone can be part of it, and that's what I mean when we say back to where they belong.
Well, you talk about the herds. You seem to be the shepherd across a number of flocks, because I see you doing Wales under-18s women, involved with Gloucester Hartpury, involved with college stuff, involved with, I see you at St Joe's, but you're the top dog of BUCS Super Rugby. So in all that rugby that you do, why is the BUCS Super Rugby side of Hartpury quite so special? Why is it so important to you? Why is it so important generally?
It's a fun and exciting space to work in. Like the age that the players are, 18 to 25, some of them. They're still growing, they're still maturing, they're still finding themselves as players, as people. And I've said this before, BUCS Super Rugby is such a great crossover between under-18s, tempo, electric, bravery, with championship, premiership, physicality, and that focus on set piece. And I think BUCS Super Rugby is a great mash of them both, and a perfect breeding ground for the next best players to come through. We're seeing a load of that.
Yeah, we certainly have, and plenty from Hartpury as well. Do you find that with players as they come through? Because of course you've got a new crop in this season, these 18, 19, 20-year-olds, some who are arriving with academy backgrounds, some who are literally throwing a coin into the wishing well and hoping that it happens, and so often it does. Do you notice that with players? Do some come with the sole focus of turning pro, and how do you manage those kinds of players?
Yeah, you see those guys straight away. I could literally name everyone you've just described there. We have players in every category of that, and it's harnessing that and focusing that and using that, because you've got you guys that are so driven and focused that they want to be a professional rugby player, which is amazing because they raise the standards of everyone around. But it's also bulletproofing them and protecting them and saying that you're in the right place. You're in the best place you can possibly be right now. You didn't get signed at 18 for whatever reason, or you've been ejected from a pro club. You're in the best possible place, but you can't just focus all on the rugby. You need that degree, that study, those qualifications behind you to bulletproof yourself. And that's the message to all of those players, whether you are here just coming along for a jolly, Hartpury's got a course I want to do, I want to play some rugby, or I'm going to be a professional rugby player. The message is the same across. You're in the right place to do both, but let's focus on both.
What about off the pitch then? Because you talk about being in the right place. The right place leads you to some pretty long coach trips on Wednesdays up and down the country throughout the season. How important is the bond in the group, and how important is it for you as a coach and the coaching staff to work on that, to make sure that 4 hours there, 4 hours back isn't going to be a bind, and it's almost something that the players look forward to?
Yeah, they do, and it's like when I went to uni, when we all did Wednesdays was a huge day. It's fun, it's exciting. There's either a game to watch, a game to play in, or a bus journey to travel away and travel home with.
Of course.
So you always get that fun part, and it's still making sure that they realise the rugby's the reason for that, and rugby's given them that experience. It's great, but you've still got to respect that. Yes, you can have a quiz and a few beers on the way home and enjoy that, but you're there for the rugby, and that's getting those guys together. And creating that is, in a university environment, is tough because you get 3-year degrees, that cycle, you get guys on different timelines. So it's not like a college or a schooling system where you're in those years. Once you're old enough, you're out. So you get that natural progression. With the university, it's tough to manage, and you have to look at where those senior players are, where they are, who they are, maybe recognise them early, because you might get a first year who's in that first team and they're surrounded by these senior players, so he's nice and happy. But then by his third year, he's that senior player, he might have a lot of youngsters around him. So it's highlighting those guys and creating an environment that they all feel they have a voice, they all feel they can give something to the programme, and that's where that herd mentality comes in. Everyone can be part of the herd. Whether you're a leader, you're a first team captain, or you are just coming to play rugby because you enjoy it. Everyone can be part of that herd. Everyone can be part of it.
Who are the king quizzers on the long bus trips home?
Harry Gibson enjoys a quiz.
Okay.
He does enjoy a quiz. Or Reece Price. He would be someone who very knowledgeable. He goes well in the quiz. There's a little group that sit in the corner: Pricey, Keelan, Wilf. Probably Matt Hillary. He's just there because those three are the brains.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, he's hanging out with the nerds. All right, then finally, who's the best team in BUCS Super Rugby?
Right now, this year or last year?
Right now, at this moment in time, who's the best team in BUCS Super Rugby?
History tells us Loughborough, right?
Oh, come on. I'm waiting. I'm trying to tee people up, so I'm waiting for you to say Hartpury, and then I say who's the second best, and you say Hartpury twos. That's all I want. But in the meantime, I'm going to wish you good luck for this season. I can't wait.
Cheers, Sam. Joking.